Revelation 2230. From the 6th and the 7th of February 1942. Fight of light against darkness. Everything full of light is in battle with darkness, even though the light being's struggle only consists of tireless activity of love. It nevertheless has to be called a struggle, for its goal is to defeat darkness, that is to gradually displace it with light. This struggle requires great love and patience because the greatest resistance is put up by the opposite side to this struggle, and therefore it has to be tried again and again to defeat this resistance. However, there is nothing which would be too arduous for the beings of light or could weaken their love. The light beings will always be driven by mercy for the lightless souls into highest activity, which expresses itself in constant teaching and wanting to convince, for they know about the agonizing state of the beings which are still under the adversary's influence and want to change it because they cannot help but do good to all beings and therefore also want to remedy their lack of knowledge. Consequently, they have to fight against ignorance. They must fight against every wrong teaching, against every wrong interpretation of the divine word. They must also try to change the soul's lethargy into an eager observation of those who approach them. The beings of light exert their influence on the imperfect being as long as it does not stubbornly resist. The lightless being's hardship and torment will always find the light being's merciful love. That is, the love of these beings will always be willing to help them. However, resistance prevents the beings of light from lovingly approaching, thus the imperfect beings forfeit their own assistance if they reject it. Then the redeeming activity has become an impossibility for the beings of light. Nevertheless, they do not cease their efforts in so far as they pay attention to every impulse in which the being is accessible to a ray of light, and they use such impulses for renewed loving activity. But since love is an incomparably stronger weapon in the battle for the beings, innumerable beings are wrested from darkness and brought to the kingdom of light, for love is able to achieve extraordinary things, and only the rejecting will, that is the conscious submission to the will of the dark power, prevents these beings of light from working with love. The battle of light against darkness lasts forever, yet the kingdom of light is constantly expanding while the kingdom of darkness is losing size and power. Amen.